presentation and thank you for the opportunity to present our work today. Our study is titled The Gambit of De-Dollarization, Unveiling New Currency Frontiers through NLP. Our title, The Gambit of De-Dollarization, reflects the strategic maneuvers countries are taking to challenge the long-standing dominance of the US dollar. It's a financial chess game where the stakes are high and players include major economies like the BRICS nations. My co-author, Professor Nikshep, and I, Vineeth Anumula, have conducted this study to explore how global shifts in currency power and the rising challenge to the US dollar are discussed in the public discourse. Throughout this presentation, we delve into how sentiment, key entities, and emerging themes around de-dollarization are shaping the contours of a new economic landscape. We are excited to share our findings. Our study is motivated by a major gap. While de-dollarization represents a significant economic and geopolitical shift, with major economies exploring alternatives to the US dollar, it's rarely discussed in the mainstream media. Yet, we see active conversation on social media platforms where public sentiment and diverse perspectives emerge. The goal of our research is to understand how de-dollarization is perceived in the public discourse. Specifically, we aim to analyze sentiment, identify prominent entities, and capture emerging themes surrounding this topic. Our study leverages advanced natural processing techniques to analyze these discussions, ensuring a comprehensive and nuanced understanding of the discourse. Our findings reveal a nuanced sentiment landscape, showing where public opinion leans, who the key players are, and the prevailing themes. These insights offer a glimpse into the broader implications of de-dollarization on global finance. De-dollarization refers to the strategic movement by countries, especially those within the BRICS alliance, are taking steps to reduce their dependency on the US dollar for international trade and financial transactions. This shift reflects a desire for greater financial autonomy, especially in response to the influence that US economic policy holds over global markets. Historically, the US dollar has held a unique place as the world's primary currency reserve, a dominance that was largely solidified after the World War II. This status has allowed the United States significant leverage in global finance, but it also means that other nations are highly dependent on dollar stability. Economically, de-dollarization is a critical strategy for BRICS nations to strengthen their own currencies and support economic growth independent of US monetary policy. By reducing reliance on the dollar, these countries can insulate themselves from the fluctuation in the US economy, such as inflation, interest rate hikes, or economic sanctions. Geopolitically, de-dollarization represents a move towards multipolar financial world as BRICS nations and other emerging economies shift away from dollar-based transactions. It could diminish the US ability to use economic tools as instruments of foreign policy. This could lead to new financial alliances with countries choosing to trade in alternative currencies, further decentralizing global financial power. In essence, de-dollarization is a complex response to a changing world. It not only reshapes new economic relationships, but also signal a potential shift in the global influence. To gather insights on public sentiment around de-dollarization, we used X, formerly Twitter, as our primary data source. Social media platforms, particularly X, serves as dynamic spaces where legislators, individuals, policymakers, analysts, and influencers often discuss topics with global impact. We targeted specific keywords that capture the nuances of de-dollarization. Keywords included terms like USD decline, de-dollarization, currency alternatives, and BRICS summit, and trade agreements and economic sanctions as well. This approach ensured us we captured a wide range of opinions and discussions directly tied to a topic. The initial data set included approximately 10,000 tweets. To ensure data quality, we applied filtering steps, removing duplicates, potential bot activity, spam, or any tweets not directly relevant to the subject matter. This process was essential to focus on authentic and meaningful discourse. Next, we pre-processed the data to prepare it for the analysis. This involved removing stop words, common words that don't add specific meaning to the content, and cleaning each tweet for uniformity. We also applied tokenization, stemming, and lemmatization to break down each tweet into individual words and standardize words into their base forms, ensuring a consistency in our analysis. After pre-processing, we arrive at a final dataset of 6,000 unique tweets. This refined dataset allowed us to conduct a focused analysis of public sentiment and emerging themes. Examining the most frequent tokens within the dataset provides a clear view of the core themes and focus areas that shape the public discourse around de-dollarization. The most frequent tokens include US with 754 occurrences, followed by World with 496, along with terms like dollar, people, India, global, BRICS, money, Trump, and Russia. This distribution underscores the centrality of US economic policies and President-elect Trump's trade stance in discussion, while also highlighting the growing significance of the BRICS nations, particularly Russia, India, and China, as they continue to challenge dollar dominance and advocate for a diversified global currency landscape. This frequency analysis lays a foundation for better understanding the discourse around de-dollarization, setting the stage for deeper insights into public sentiment and the broader geopolitical and economic narrative that follows. To delve deeper into the themes of within the de-dollarization discourse, we analyzed bigrams, frequently occurring two-word combinations that reveal more specific connections and highlight key dynamics in these conversations. Diagrams like the United States and Kamala Harris highlight the influence of US politics and individual figures in shaping discussions. Similarly, US dollar, central banks, and Saudi Arabia points to the role of financial institutions and global stakeholders, particularly oil economies, within the broader narrative. Climate change appears frequently, showing how environmental issues intersect with economic concerns in public discussions on currency alternatives. Expressions like God bless and World War reveal an intense layer of ideological and emotional responses, reflecting public anxieties about potential global instability tied to currency shifts. Tax cuts and tech companies brings in US economic policy and corporate influence, showing how discussion on de-dollarization are interwoven with broader themes of corporate power and economic strategy. Our sentiment analysis, powered by a fine-tuned BERT model, which excels at understanding context and relationship between words, making it highly effective for capturing nuanced sentiment. Each tweet was assigned a sentiment score between -1 and +1 and grouped into 6 main categories, with each category represented by a different color on the scatter plot. In the economic policies, red, while the sentiment is reflecting reflecting mixed or cautious views on policy impact, with a total of 2,269 tweets in this category. Geopolitical impact spans a range of sentiments averaging 0.02, capturing both support and criticism for international alliances and strategies with 1881 tweets. Financial markets show a modest positive sentiment around 0.04, indicating cautious optimism with 791 tweets discussing market dynamics. Currency alternatives stands out with the most positive sentiment, averaging 0.14, indicating the public optimism about around alternatives to the US dollar, while public opinion is more polarized and uncategorized tweets are generally neutral. To capture key entities shaping de-dollarization discourse, we applied named entity recognition, a technique that detects categories, entities such as names, organizations, locations, and geopolitical regions within text. Using NER allowed us to systematically analyze thousands of tweets and uncover recurring players across different categories. In the economic policy category, prominent entities include the United States, Russia, China, Canada, NATO, India, and the Jewish. This distribution highlights the central role of global powers and alliance in shaping economic policies, with NATO, Russia, and the Jewish presence underscoring the intersection of security concerns with warfare and economic sanctions. For financial markets, entities such as United Nations, Justin Trudeau, Canada, Iran, Israel, the United States, Asian markets, Congress, and the Democrats are prevalent. These entities highlight the intricate influence of both international bodies like the United Nations and the domestic US politics on global financial dynamics. The frequent mentions of Israel and Iran reflects the impact of rising tensions, and conflicts in the Middle East, underscoring how geopolitical strife in the region reverberates through global financial markets, affecting investors' sentiment and market stability. In geopolitical impact category, in the geopolitical impact category, key entities include Russia, India, China, the United States, Israel, Canada, and NATO. This selection illustrates how new alliances are shaping global geopolitical discussions, especially regarding trade and alliances. In currency alternatives, we observed entities such as Bitcoin, XRP, digital, crypto, the United States, dollar, rupee, real, yuan, and the gold. The frequent mentions of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and XRP suggest strong public interest in digital alternatives, while traditional and regional currencies like the rupee, yuan, and real underscore the growing demand for alternatives to the US dollar in global trade. This mix underscores how public sentiment is split between established state assets and newer decentralized currencies as potential solution to the dollar reliance. Uncover the core themes within the de-dollarization discourse, we utilized Latent Dirichlet Allocation, a topic modeling technique that organizes large collection of documents, in our case tweets, into topics. This approach enabled us to detect recurring themes across thousands of tweets, providing an overview of the main concern and narratives in public sentiment. The interdistance topic map shown in the visual uses multi-dimensional scaling, MDS, to position topics based on their similarity. Each circle represents a topic, with the size indicating the relative prevalence of the topic in the discourse. Topics positioned closer share more common terms and concepts, while those farther apart are more distinct in content. On the right side, we have the top 30 most salient terms within our topics. Words like tech companies, India, global, America stand out, illustrating key players and teams. Salient terms also included specific countries, economic terms, and industry references, indicating a diverse range of factors influencing the discourse around de-dollarization. This analysis allows us to pinpoint not only what topics are prominent in the conversation, but also how they interrelate, offering a detailed picture of public sentiment and thematic connections in the de-dollarization narrative. The word cloud provides a vivid representation of the most frequently mentioned terms shaping the ongoing discourse around de-dollarization. Word size corresponds to the frequency, with larger words indicating central theme and entities. This visual snapshot highlights the complex web of public opinion, geopolitical dynamics, and economic uncertainty surrounding this global shift. At the center of this discourse, key terms like dollar, BRICS, and countries underscore a transformative push in global finance, where BRICS nations, particularly Russia and China, emerge as determined challenges to the US dollar dominance. The prevalence of words such as trade, dominance, and nations reflect an alliance seeking greater financial autonomy. The sentiment here is tinged with a defiance as these nations navigate the complexities and resistance inherent in displaying a hegemonic currency structure. Topic two revolves around the social dynamics and the population policies. Words like black population and cities bring to light a discourse deeply rooted in demographic shift and social equity. Terms like rates, birth, and funding suggest proactive policy measures aimed at ensuring societal resilience. Here, the sentiment reveals a cautiously hopeful outlook as public opinion recognizes the potential of these policies to fortify social structures. Topic 3 reveals the US political figures and policy influences. Names such as Trump, Biden, and Kamala Harris underscores the weight of US politics on global economic narratives. Terms like immigration, illegal, and policies indicate the global repercussions of US domestic decisions. The sentiment leaned towards critical echoing global skepticism towards American policy shift, particularly as they ripple outwards, challenging international alliances and financial stability. Fourth topic revolves around the environmental and economic sustainability, highlighted by terms such as gold, digital climate, and climate change. This topic represents a sophisticated convergence of reforms and environmental urgency. Discussions around gold-backed currency and digital alternatives signal an evolving vision for sustainable finance. The sentiment here is optimistically charged, capturing a vision of economic systems that align with great values. Topic 5 revolves around the fiscal stability and the financial markets with words like GDP, debt, trillion, and Bitcoin. This topic exposes fiscal concerns along with evolving financial instruments. The presence of terms such as Saudi oil, dollar, and petrodollar underlines the intricate ties between energy markets, oil markets, and the fiscal stability. The sentiment exudes cautious optimism as there is a collective readiness to explore financial solutions and alternative assets amid looking fiscal challenges. Topic 6 revolves around the global shift in the economic power and free markets. Words like global, free, and foundation reveal a profound ideological shift towards diversified economic models. This topic is categorized by terms like rewards economy and making hint at a forward thinking approach to economic independence. The sentiment resonates with anticipation, reflecting enthusiasm for a new era of new alliances and financial system that liberate economies from dollar dependency and embrace multipolarity. Topic 7 Inflation, US economic control, and global impact. The presence of terms like inflation, United States interest rates, and recession highlights an undercurrent of concern regarding US economic policy. Words like trade and stability encapsulate anxiety about economic resilience. The sentiment here is marked by guarded optimism, acknowledging the resilience of economies adapting to US driven inflation. Topic 8 reveals corporate influence and financial innovation with words such as companies, bank, digital, and tech. This topic underscores the pivotal role of corporate entities in driving financial change. The emphasis on terms like crypto, digital reflects an era where tech giants reshape traditional banking. The sentiment is distinctly progressive, underscoring confidence in the power of innovation to redefine economic systems. Topic 9 Geopolitical conflicts and media narratives. Prominent terms like war, media, industry, and control indicate that de-dollarization extends into ideological and geopolitical domains. Words like military, warfare, and sanctions suggest an arena where economic policies are wielded as geopolitical tools. The sentiment here is charged with apprehension and reflecting the weight of ideological struggles. Personal finance and economic certainty is a topic 10. Words like money, tax, control, people underscore the personal stakes in de-dollarization debate. This topic delves into issues of financial autonomy and public sentiment around economic stability. The sentiment is grounded and contemplative, acknowledging both concerns about economic insecurity and a determined desire for greater control. This analysis of sentiment across each topic reveals a complex landscape of optimism, skepticism, and strategic intent within the discourse on de-dollarization. Our study provides a deep dive into the global discourse on de-dollarization using advanced NLP techniques to capture sentiment and identify key narratives across thousands of social media discussions. Our dominant themes, global economic powers, and alternatives were central with BRICS nations' collective efforts, reflecting a concerted push to decentralize financial power from the US dollar. Themes around technology's role, particularly digital currencies, indicate growing public interest in new financial systems that offer economic resilience and autonomy. Our analysis found strong optimism for digital assets viewed as tools for financial independence, contrasted by cautious or critical sentiments regarding US influence and policy. The analysis captured strategic economic maneuvering with global power struggle, with sanctions and economic policies shaping efforts towards financial autonomy. For policymakers and economists, this research highlights the significant restructuring in global finance with entries like BRICS, alternative currencies. Policymakers may need to adapt to these shifts to ensure economic stability and strategic alignment in an evolving global landscape. For future research could incorporate data from additional social media platforms such as Instagram or Facebook to broaden demographic perspectives. Temporal or longitudinal analysis would offer insights into how sentiments shift over time, particularly in response to major global events, providing a more dynamic view of the de-dollarization. In conclusion, this study illustrates that de-dollarization represents a strategic reorientation of financial power, as much as an economic shift. The findings reveal a world moving towards decentralized financial autonomy with emerging technologies and geopolitical strategies, paving the way for a redefined global economy. Thank you for the opportunity to present our work.